is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Lori. If you are new here, I am a family nurse practitioner, and today we are talking expectation versus reality. A lot of times we go into things expecting certain things, but then reality hits us. I'm going to share with you guys 5 things that I expected once I became a nurse practitioner versus what the reality was. Let's get started. But first, make sure you click that subscribe button. The biggest thing that I expected was to make $100,000 on my first job. Crickets. I expected that these offers that I was going to get was going to be for $100K. But the reality is negative, people. Am I making 6 figures now? Yes. Did my first offers and stuff that they were giving to me was 6 figures? Absolutely not. So the reality is probably what you're expecting to make is not going to be what you're going to get. So that was my first expectation. So my second expectation was finding a job. Now, a lot of people told me how difficult it was to find a job as a nurse practitioner, and I was just saying, well, I don't, once I do whatever I need to do, it's not gonna take me that long. Now, I did a video about how long it took me to land my first job as a nurse practitioner. The reality of it is, it does take time to land your first job as a nurse practitioner. I will link that up here in the cards and also link it down in the description box, because in that video I also share tips in how you can land your first job sooner rather than later. It took me 6 months to land my first job as a nurse practitioner. I know others it's taking them a year. So my expectation was that I was going to find a job sooner than that, but the reality of it is I did not really land my job on the time frame in which I thought I was going to get that job. My third expectation was I was going to get zero respect from fellow nurses, because listen, we all know how some of these nurses are. We all know how nurses are. It's crazy, but it's true. And I really expected that. And since I've been a nurse practitioner, it has been 50-50. There are some nurses who are very receptive of you as a nurse practitioner and the orders and stuff that you give them. And then there are other nurses who don't want to hear nothing from you, and they don't want to take any of the orders that you're giving them. I know nurses now, and I've been working with them now for over a year and a half, and they refuse to call me. They will call my boss, and my boss will tell them, call Lori. She's handling that. And I don't, for whatever reason it is, they're just really refusing to take anything that I say, or I don't want to listen to anything that she has to say. So this was a toss-up. 50% of the nurses are awesome and they're very receptive, and the other 50 is just like, nah, I'm not taking anything. She's a nurse just like me. So that's 50-50 for me. The fourth thing I expected once I became a nurse practitioner was that I was going to work less. No, ma'am. The reality is I probably work more, not physically. Physically, of course, physically I work less. Mentally, I work a lot more. Plus, because of the job that I am in, I get phone calls all hours of night. If the patient falls at 2 a.m. in the morning, depending who the nurse is and if there's no injury or whatever, but they're going to call me and tell me, Mr. B fell, no injuries, even though that can wait till in the morning, but they're going to call you. They're going to call you regardless, because they're going to say, well, you're the provider, I'm going to call you. So I am working physically less, but emotionally, I am working absolutely a lot more. The fifth thing I expected once I became a nurse practitioner was less drawbacks from patients. The reality is a lot of patients care diddly squat that you are a nurse practitioner. Quite frankly, some of them don't want to see you. They do not want you to treat them at all. So I expected that a lot more people would be versed and know about the nurse practitioner role. And the reality is not so much, because a lot of these patients, especially these older patients, they don't know what a nurse practitioner is. And then you spend sometimes the first 5 minutes explaining what nurse practitioners are to them before you even treat them. And then the ones who know what it is, some of them don't want you to care for them either. So just bear that in mind once you become a nurse practitioner, and don't get frustrated when they ask you why you're there and why you are there opposed to their physician. And I will also add to that is that one of the things that I also didn't expect was that we get so less respect than physician assistants. And I'm going to make a separate video about my run-ins and my thoughts about that. I will also make a separate video about what you should negotiate in your nurse practitioner contract so that you are optimizing everything that you need to get once you get that job. Thank you guys again for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys up in my next video. Bye guys.